Australian banks Bendigo and Adelaide are planning massive round of layoffs. And this is right off the back of a great quarter where they reported 12.8% increase in earnings. The quarter was good, but they are planning to lay off massive levels of technology and business operations. And why? Well, they're putting a lot of credit towards the efficiency gains via AI and their partnerships with major tech players like India's Infosys and the United States Genpact. But these are not the only banks, guys, that are completely transforming the way that they operate because of AI. Citigroup's using AI to dramatically speed up account openings and also phase out old software and old systems. And more on that in just a moment. First, let's take a closer look at what's happening with Bendigo and Adelaide. Guys, these are two large Australian banks, and they've been so impressed with the returns they're getting on AI. They expect to deliver annual benefits of about an additional $75 million by 2028, which, quite frankly, is the equivalent to about 11.5% of their staff. And guys, this is the move. We've been covering it. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening in the market when it comes to AI, you gotta subscribe. And if you are subscribed, you won't be surprised to hear that companies are suddenly coming to this aha moment. They realize, AI is a cool tool, but it also can serve as an employee. And this is where you start to have that unlock. I had this unlock a few weeks ago when I got into Claude Cowork a couple months ago, and it completely blew me away with what's possible. And what's interesting, a lot of times when you're using an AI system, you might say, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? It'll give you the steps, go to this program, open this, double click that. But what's cool about Cowork is you can just say, can you just do it for me? And it will control your screen and just start going to work. And of course, you want to have your skills optimized, and you want to make sure that you've created the right integrations and the right stop gaps to protect your privacy. But it's absolutely bananas what's possible. Well, how many people are going to be fired from Bendigo and Adelaide? By the way, Australia, Bendigo, that is a great name for a bank. Great name. The reality, though, is we just don't know exactly how many people are going to be fired just yet. It's looking like big swaths, but one thing is completely clear. AI literacy is no longer optional. It is straight up mandatory. Companies right now, guys, are slashing thousands, if not tens of thousands of jobs and shifting their focus towards AI, automation, and outsourcing. And you'll recall that a few months ago, we talked about WiseTech. WiseTech in February said they plan to cut 2,000 jobs on their workforce. Why? To focus on AI integration. And you can check out that video here. But at the end of the day, guys, this is not slowing down. It is only speeding up. I've kind of mentioned this before. Right now, up to this point this year, 25% of layoffs have been credited to AI, which is up dramatically. Last year, it was 5%. The year before that, it was about 3%. So we are seeing the reason for AI integration leading to layoffs is skyrocketing. But hold that thought, because I think there are some actual layoff numbers that aren't actually being reported, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But let's get back to Citigroup. Citigroup is adapting AI unprecedentedly fast. And again, if Citigroup's doing it, all the big companies are doing. But listen to what the US Bank Chief Technology Officer Tim Ryan says. He says, quote, "We still have legacy systems in place, but after the tech investments we've made, we are in a much better place." He also said, quote, "AI helps migrate data from legacy systems, automate coding, and test more and test faster." This is exactly in line with what I've been seeing and all the tech guys that I'm speaking to. They're just writing so much more code and they are testing it much more quickly. But it doesn't stop there. AI has completely sped up new client onboarding so substantially. You gotta hear these numbers, guys. They have a new system in place that processes documents and pulls resources, and they have gotten their time down by 1 hour per application, from 1 hour and 15 minutes down to 15 minutes by using these AI systems. And the question that leaves us at is, well, with these AI systems taking on so much of the workload, where does that leave the rest of their workforce? Well, last year, contractors made up 50% of the Citigroup workforce, and they have plans to drop that to 20%. So contractors here, in this case, are getting a major axe, and they've announced that they're about halfway there. So they've laid off about 15 to 20% of their contractor tech force. So all our Indian viewers, all our guys that work as a contractor, you gotta be hedging. If you're not side hustling, if you're not hedging, if you're not learning new skills, it's a really risky place to be, guys. The writing's on the wall. We're covering companies laying off tens of thousands of employees, and AI is just getting better and better and better. These systems are so good. I was looking at different stories to cover today, and Anthropic has just announced that their new model is so good that they're not even going to release it because they're afraid it's going to completely break the internet and start wreaking havoc. And, Dario is sometimes, I don't know if he's just saying that. It's kind of like one of those things where you say, hey guys, don't drink this alcohol because it's going to get you so drunk so fast. Or if you're a basketball shoe company, say, guys, we were going to release these shoes, but they make you jump so high and run so fast, it would just be unfair to the rest of the league. So we're not going to release them. So is that what Dario's doing? Maybe, is he playing both sides? I don't know. But regardless, the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is that AI is getting so good. It's just mind-blowing. We just came off the back of this workshop, which was awesome. Some guys made some really cool apps. One guy built out, just in the course of a day, really, built out the entire infrastructure for an app to manage franchises. He's, doing franchise consulting. He built out this whole app to do that. Another guy was having trouble with correlating receipts and purchases and time cards from his employees, built out in a whole app around that with logins, with various codes. When we left off at the end of the 2-day session, it looked like he was going to try to integrate some photo capture or maybe an automated system. So whenever he got a receipt from one of his contractors from Home Depot, would automatically update his app just to kind of keep everything organized as he's working on projects. Anyway, some really, really cool stuff that was being built there. And again, this just wasn't possible a couple years ago, even a year ago. Just the tech has gotten so good. But let's get back to that last point with US Bank firing all these contractors, because to me, that's kind of the quiet story here. These companies are definitely going to be announcing all the employees, the W-2 employees that they're laying off, but they might not necessarily be public about all the contractors that they're laying off. So it sounds to me like there might be a lot of quiet firing happening, in order to, there's this thing that's happening, guys, where it's not exactly good PR to say, hey, we're laying off a ton of employees for AI. On one side, it looks good to investors, but on the other side, it looks bad for public consumption. Regardless, it's pretty clear, guys, that AI is taking up more and more spots at the office. You got to be aware of it. You just have to be aware of it. To me, AI literacy is fundamental, just like using a computer. I just don't see a way you can be functional in today's society without it. I'm just digging deeper and deeper into Claude Cowork, building some really cool stuff. I've got some cool offers coming, guys. I know a lot of you had said, hey, Mark, I can't commit to a 2-day webinar or a 2-day workshop. The timing doesn't work. It's a little bit expensive, so it's hard for me to afford that. And I totally get it. I've heard you. We've got some other cool offers out there because my goal, my mission is to help men just like you be relevant, respected, and financially free. And if the barriers are too high for you to get involved, that's no good. So I'm working on it. More resources coming soon because what's possible right now is unprecedented. I don't want anyone to get left behind. Now's the time to learn. All right, boys, I'm gonna head out for now. Have an awesome day. And if you missed yesterday's video, check it out here. We talk about how Bitcoin and oil prices dropped suddenly and how that might impact what's happening with AI. I think it's an interesting conversation. All right, go check it out. I'll see you there, boys. Peace.